Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I'm going to be talking about the Drudigar VidQuest, and specifically this is 6 spells and general information on that village. Alright, so 6 spells is led currently by a male tiefling. He is a fighter, and he is neutral good, alright? And he leads the entire village, and today I'm going to talk about specifically what he does, what the village does for their primary labor, okay? All right, so they actually don't do a lot of agriculture, and they buy goods, and they bring those goods back from other villages and towns that are nearby. And what 6 Spells specializes in is bows. They specialize in making bows. All right, now they make bows in 3 distinct ways. And they do not make bows in one distinct way. So one, they do not in any way ever enchant or deal with magical bows. All of their bows are mundane, non-magical items, okay? But they are of, so I was about to say they're of excellent quality. That's not quite correct. Let's deal with that. They make bows in 3 distinct ways. The first way that they make bows is they deal with is high quality bows. So they live near a forest, right? And they can go in and they get excellent wood out, and they can make those branches into fantastic, super high quality bows. Okay, they use blackwood and spruce and all kinds of different woods to make their bows, right? And they make string, the whole 9. So anybody who wishes can go and buy a very high quality bow at 6 Spells, and they are known for very high quality bows, okay? You can also make an order. So you could say, I want this bow, and I would like this design put onto it, or I need it made for this height. And one of the things too is because they have all these different races there, they're very comfortable making bows that are fitted for human size or for gnome or halfling. So they have a really good range, right? Also, since they have half-orcs there, they can make bows that are more difficult to pull, the whole 9, right? But another thing they do is they make bows that are high. They also make bows in high quantity. So they take orders for like 400 bows. I need 400 bows. Now, whenever they take a high quantity order, those are not their highest quality bows, and they actually take some of the high quality bow makers and they include them. They're certainly not poor quality, but a higher quantity does mean a slightly lower quality. And so they also do orders of high quantity for bows, and these are usually requested by nobles, and they're paid for in gold, right? And then the last thing that 6 Spells is known for is they are known for specifically hybrid bows. So because now basically the whole village is dedicated to making bows, so they do a lot of experimentation, and they make bows out of a lot of different materials, okay? They've been known to make bows out of bone. They've been known to make bows out of wood and bone. They've used a little bit, they've done some material where wire is actually wound around a bow, and they've experimented with this. They make bows out of all kinds of different materials, and so there's always a bit of experimentation going on there, right? And a lot of times, and so not all of these work, and actually just, and also one of the things they do is some of the older masters, they're actually often put on they're often allowed to do these experimental bows, and many of them don't work, right? And there are also adventurers who come and go to 6 Spells, who are essentially like, I know this is going to sound weird, they're like beta testers, and they'll take bows out and they'll actually use them in the real world and then report back. And those specific adventurers they're really adventurers that the people of 6 Spells really like, and they generally don't buy bows at 6 Spells. They're given bows, right? So 6 Spells is like any other place, and there are people that 6 Spells just really like, specific adventurers. And so for them, they're willing to let them try these different bows but sometimes they'll snap, and so they deal with people who are, there's goodwill on both sides, right? So they do high quality, they do high quantity, and they do hybrid, okay? And they do not do magical bows. So that is what Six Bells is all about. And so at this point, the history of Six Bells, the traditions of Six Bells, which are Bell Day and Silence Day, and you also know the general information about Six Bells. So at this point, you're ready. So basically, and the player characters can encounter Six Bells at different points in the adventure, okay? So one, they can encounter Six Bells at the very beginning of the adventure, right, where they start out in Six Bells and then they go into the woods and then they encounter Lig. Or you can have them encounter Lig as they're just walking through the village, and Lig will give an indication that Drudigar is headed toward a place where Drudigar is going to be in danger. And actually, at that point, the players really won't know about Six Bells, but Drudigar will be on his way. Not because he's intending to go there, but Drudigar is headed directly toward Six Bells, okay? And the big issue is Drudigar has magical wards on him that were given to him by Lig, and he's infuriated because he's seen his master attacked and dying, right? And so Drudigar is, the dire wolf is incredibly taxed, and he's a dangerous animal at this point. And he is headed towards Six Bells, and if he encounters Six Bells, if he gets to Six Bells, you're going to see there'll be a major problem. And one of the things is, even if he gets close to Six Bells, there's a lot of wood carriers, people who carry wood back to the village, and they could be attacked and killed by Drudigar. So that's what the PCs are trying to stop, okay? And so I explain the history, the traditions, and the general information of Six Bells so that you're aware of Six Bells, and then you can use it. Also, another thing is, at the very end of the adventure, the adventurers will go to Six Bells. Actually, they'll end up at Six Bells at some point. And at that point, if they have successfully handled Drudigar, Six Bells, the city, will deal with them in a specific way. And I'll explain exactly how actually, if everything went great, the village will want to reward the player characters. If everything went less than great, the villagers are going to have something to say about that too. And I'll do a separate video on just how the Six Bells actually reacts to what actually happens with the direwolf Drudigar. So that is the general information about Six Bells. Thank you.